Chiefs Kingdom, stop the car, put down the phone, and sit down. What I have to tell you today isn't Twitter speculation. It isn't forum rumors. It is the raw, cold, and terrifying reality unfolding right now in the highest office at 1 Arrowhead Drive. Something very strange and dangerous is happening in Kansas City. If you felt a shiver down your spine after the game against the Cowboys, know that you aren't crazy. That feeling of watching Patrick Mahomes surrounded with the defense leaking and the offense stagnant wasn't just a Sunday afternoon nightmare. It was the symptom of a disease that could kill the dream of the three-peat. Clark Hunt, the franchise owner, and Brett Veach, the roster architect, have officially entered crisis mode. The lights in the office didn't go out last night. Phones were taken off the hook. Agents are being contacted. The loss to Dallas wasn't just a stumble. It was the final straw that broke the camel's back regarding the dynasty's patience. We are facing a moment of rupture. There is a ticking time bomb behind the scenes of the Kansas City Chiefs, and when it explodes, the roster you know may change drastically. We are talking about emergency trades, cuts of underperforming veterans, coaching staff shakeups, or a financial all-in that mortgages the future to save the present. We are going to decode the front office's silence, analyze Veach's secret targets, and understand why Clark Hunt is about to make the toughest decision of his ownership career. The dynasty is in real danger, and the answer coming down the pipe will shock the NFL. Welcome to the eye of the hurricane. Welcome to Chiefs Kingdom 2.0. Oh, to understand the magnitude of the bomb being prepared, we need to understand the temperature inside the meeting room. The Kansas City Chiefs do not operate like the other 31 franchises. Here, losing a regular season game while playing poorly is treated like a Super Bowl-level catastrophe. The recent loss and the accumulation of bad performances exposed structural flaws that Mahomes' talent had been masking. The offensive line showed cracks in pass protection. The secondary, once Spagnuolo's pride, looked lost in basic communications. And the receivers. Inconsistency has returned to haunt us. Clark Hunt is not an owner who interferes with play calling, but he is an owner who demands brand protection, and the Chiefs brand means dominance. Seeing the team physically or mentally dominated by a rival lit the red alert. Sources indicate that the conversation between Hunt and Veach revolved around a simple, brutal question. Do we have the roster to win the Super Bowl today, or are we kidding ourselves? The answer, apparently, was a resounding no. And it is this no that triggered the sequence of events we are narrating now. Veach, known for his aggressiveness, has received the green light, or perhaps the direct order, to fix the problem, whatever the cost. Here lies the true conflict, the silent civil war happening within Chiefs management. On one side, we have the immediate present, the Mahomes factor. Patrick Mahomes is in his prime. Travis Kelce is in his final elite years. Chris Jones is paid and hungry. The window for the unprecedented three-peat is open right now. There is no next year when it comes to making immortal history. Clark Hunt wants this trophy to cement the Chiefs as the greatest dynasty of all time. On the other side, we have the sustainable future, the Veach factor. Brett Veach has worked magic keeping the team competitive while rejuvenating the roster. He values draft picks. He fears cap hell. Making a panic move now, bringing in an expensive star, spending first-round picks, could condemn the team to years of future mediocrity. But the conflict has escalated. Recent performance has shown that the strategy of developing youth while winning has hit a wall. The kids aren't ready, the veterans are tired, and the league has figured out how to attack the scheme's current weaknesses. The danger-threatening dynasty mode is complacency. The arrogant belief that we can just flip the switch in the playoffs. Clark Hunt realized the switch might be broken, and the tension between preserving the future and saving the current season has never been higher. Veach is being pressured to act against his long-term preservation instincts. You know what I'm talking about. A fan's heart doesn't lie. Watching the Chiefs in recent weeks hasn't been that royalty experience we've grown accustomed to. It has been a street fight, ugly and dirty. Trying to win the Super Bowl with these glaring roster flaws, specifically in protection and receiver separation, is like trying to win the Indy 500 driving a car with the handbrake on and a flat tire. Yes, the driver, Mahomes, is the best in the world. He can work miracles in the corners, but on the final straight, the car will break. Asking Spagnuolo to build an elite defense with pieces failing at basic fundamentals is like asking an award-winning chef to cook a luxury banquet using expired ingredients on a camping stove. He'll try. It might look edible. But when the food critic, the playoffs, tastes it, the truth will come out. And the front office situation? It's like being in a casino, having lost half your chips, and the casino owner, the NFL, is giving you a dirty look. Clark Hunt and Veach are staring at the table. They have two options: get up and leave with what's left, accept a transition year, or push all the chips to the center of the table, scream all in, and pray the cards come. Spoiler, the Chiefs aren't leaving the table. They are doubling down. You might be thinking, oh, they'll just sign a random player from a practice squad and say they fixed it. But wait, that is just the tip of the iceberg. If you think the solution will be small, you don't know Brett Veach when he's cornered. Information circulating behind the scenes indicates that Veach isn't looking at the list of forgotten free agents. He is looking at the list of the disgruntled. He is calling GMs of teams that have already given up on the season. There is a name, a specific name, that has been whispered in the corridors and would make the entire NFL tremble. It's not just a signing, it's a declaration of war. But hold on, because to bring that name in, someone big has to go. And this is where the pain begins. Let's talk about Veach's blacklist. When a team enters crisis mode, no one is safe, except number 15, 87, and 95. To facilitate the bomb that Clark Hunt demands, whether it's a star WR, an elite cornerback to lock down the side opposite McDuffie, or a veteran left tackle, the Chiefs need salary cap space and trade capital. This puts players with massive contracts, or even beloved offensive pieces, under the microscope. We are talking about a potential forced restructuring or a painful trade. The front office's internal analysis identified 3 critical areas needing immediate surgical intervention. Vertical separation. The offense is condensed. Without a reliable deep threat, defenses are suffocating Kelsey. Trench depth. The defensive line is exhausted. Jones is playing too many snaps. And mentality. Clark Hunt feels the locker room has gotten too comfortable. Veach has a history of making these moves in the dead of night, but the scale now needs to be larger. However, there is a detail that changes everything in this financial engineering. There is a clause in specific contracts and a restructuring loophole the Chiefs saved for emergencies. They can open up about $15 million in space tomorrow if they push the right button. The question is, will they push it? Because if they do, they compromise the cap for 2026 and 2027. It is the price of now. And what no one saw was hidden in the Chiefs' scouting report from last week. Senior scouts were spotted at games of teams that are technically out of contention. They weren't there to watch rookies. They were there to evaluate veterans. The bomb Veach and Hunt are preparing could be a dual-impact trade. Rumors point to interest in an elite defensive player who is unhappy with his current franchise. But the most explosive theory is internal. The bomb could be a change in the offensive coaching staff. Matt Nagy is under immense pressure. Clark Hunt wouldn't fire anyone mid-season, right? Wrong. If he feels the play calling is sabotaging the $500 million investment in Mahomes, he could demand that Andy Reid take over 100% of the calling, or that a new voice be brought in as a senior consultant. This has happened before in the NFL. And it would be the biggest bomb of all, admitting the offensive process failed. The meeting between Hunt and Veach ended with a clear directive. Do not accept mediocrity. If we have to burn the boat to reach the island, burn the boat. This means that in the coming days, or weeks, we could see an aggressive move. Keep an eye on the waiver wire. Watch for sudden contract restructures. These are the smoke signals before the explosion. And what no one saw was Patrick Mahomes' reaction to all this. Sources say QB1 had a private meeting with Veach right after the loss. Mahomes rarely asks for reinforcements publicly, but if he asked in private, then the bomb is inevitable. Chiefs Kingdom. The situation is volatile. Clark Hunt is demanding excellence. Brett Veach has his finger on the trigger. Patrick Mahomes is waiting for help. We are on the precipice. The step we take now defines whether we will be remembered as the dynasty that died of old age, or the dynasty that reinvented itself to win the unreachable three-peat. I need you, the fan who breathes red and gold, to decide now in the comments. I want to see the bloodiest debate in this channel's history. Do you support Brett Veach pulling a financial frenzy and trading high future picks to bring in a star now and save the season? Or do you think we should trust the current roster, accept the limitations, and not mortgage the franchise's future out of desperation? Is this aggressive genius or long-term suicide? Leave your opinion. The kingdom needs to hear itself. If you are with the Chiefs until the end of the world, smash that like button like Chris Jones sacking a quarterback. Subscribe and hit the bell, because as soon as this bomb explodes, and it will explode, we will be here live to cover the wreckage and the glory. And don't blink, the revolution has begun. Has